Run it
Goodness.
at me. Run this monster mashup at me, boys. Let's
Man,
do it.
this is wonderful. I am so excited about this. So a little bit behind the curtain, we had some sneak peeks about this a little bit.
We've been keeping our finger on the pulse a little on this story for sure.
So just real quick, ripping the Band-Aid off, NECA has officially announced that they're going to be releasing a full line of Universal Monster Turtles crossover mashups, whatever you want to call them, and we're super excited about it. We've got a video that we're going to try to play here in a second, and we've got some images we're going to talk about. This is going to be a fun news segment. But just a little bit of backstory. We did find out a couple of weeks ago, and we were trying to figure out if we were going to talk about it. We had some plans and things changed, but we were also kind of waiting for a little bit more solid evidence. And
Yeah,
now
we were a little bit more meat on the bone.
Right, meat on the bone. That's a better. Yeah. So the rumor was that this was going to happen because somebody found, as they typically do in Walmart and Target computers, like shipping manifests and things like that, in their computers that say different code words and whatnot. So where it's either blatantly that or it's something close to it to where you can approximate it. And there was listings for the Turtles and the Universal Monsters and from NECA. Or at least I think the price point made it seem like it would be NECA and not Playmates. And yeah, the other day, earlier this week, I should say, NECA, as a part of their 31 Nights of Fright, which I had suspected that this is when they would announce this, they came out and announced...
31 Nights of Fright.
Right. They announced that they are going to be officially doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles X Cross Universal Monsters. So, Ryan, let's go ahead and see. Let's see. What do I want to do? Do you want to watch?
What do you want to do?
Do you want to watch? I think we want to watch the trailer that NECA did.
We're gonna watch the trailer.
Yeah, they did a video that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna see if I can get the TV to work real quick. Let me move on over there.
Yeah, guys, we only can operate on TVs that people flush down the toilet to the sewer. So we have to
Yeah.
A little waterlogged. You can see like the speaker grill's bashed up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not perfect. Like,
I mean,
one of the legs is broken.
It's essentially how the Turtles were operated under all their stuff, but like how we that's how we try to keep it authentic here at Turtle Soup. So
that's how we stay in the journey, man. Like you can't be in the journey like not like watching TVs you didn't get out of the sewer and stuff.
Exactly.
Man.
It's not authentic. Yeah. So this is a video that NECA posted on their Instagram account, and now I don't think I have the audio down because it's a full production. It's really great, but I just wanted to play it.
Yeah.
I don't know that you have seen this yet or not, but this is fantastic.
I haven't like watched it with the audio, but I've saw little bits of it.
Oh, okay, yeah, but it's just stop motion.
They do such a good job with the stop motion. I mean, what a great way! God,
yeah, this is
fantastic.
fantastic.
The lighting. What a great way to show the motility of the model.
Oh this is a fantastic way to show all of that, and I am like super impressed by that, and it's great. Whoever they got doing that stop motion is needs a raise, and. Yeah,
you got a little preview there at the end. You got a little boy. That was the trailer. He's swinging at. Yeah.
Oh goodness. So yeah. So
oh man.
So that was their trailer, and that thing looks fantastic, and I am super hyped about this. It showed it move. Now it doesn't. Now we need to preface this. It does not move on its own. There's no there are no animatronics. There are no
action feature.
Yeah, you kind of have to like like admit that, or not really admit it. I don't know if that's the right word, but you have to.
Is this like our? Is this like our equivalent of like caution, coffee hot? Is what we're doing right now?
Right, exactly. That's exactly what that is.
Like,
because you got to cover all your bases, and you got to make sure that people are.
Caution,
you got to temper their expectations.
Sharp.
Exactly.
Agreed.
So, yeah. So let's head over to some pictures real quick. Let's see if I can get that working. So here, let's try that.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Don't dream it, be it. There we go. Ooh.
So this was the first image I believe that they released. And it's all silhouetted, and you get a little bit of an idea. You could definitely make out that was a Ninja Turtle and a Frankenstein's monster, just based on the outline, which is an awesome tease. The next thing they put out was this, and sorry if it's cut off a little bit, but I'm going to read it to you real quick. It says, Neca from Neca Official, 31 Nights of Fright reveal. This spooky season, Neca is thrilled and chilled to announce a Turtletacular new crossover line of 7-inch action figures, Universal Monsters cross Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The line will pay tribute to the world's most famous turtles and Universal's icons of horror. Inspired by the silver screen classic Frankenstein, which is celebrating its 90th anniversary in 2021, Raphael, as Frankenstein's monster, reimagines the temperamental turtle as the misunderstood monster. Let's see. Includes metal chain, interchangeable hands, and 2 lightning bolt sai. Comes in collector-friendly window box packaging with opening flap featuring a custom illustration. And so, yeah, that is NECA's original... Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, there's your tweet confirmation right there.
There's the confirmation. Now I was reading that, I realized that they did another. They put out another post, and I did not have that, so I'm gonna look that up real quick. But because they do go into some more details about what is happening here, and it's let's see if I can find it. It should be right here. Don't play the music. Okay, good. Yeah, okay, so then with the video, so that was the post with the picture, the photograph, the tease.
Yeah.
With the video that we just watched, they also said more of the same stuff about what it is, the crossover, how it's paying tribute, all this stuff. But they added that it's coming in early. The first of this line will be Raphael as Frankenstein's monster, coming in early 2020, with a full line to follow. Because I think a lot of people were wondering, like, well, is this just a one-off? Like, is this just,
early in 2020 or 2021?
2022. So next
2022.
year. Yeah.
Okay,
so
for 2020, I was like, what?
Oh, sorry. So yeah, I don't think I will ever be able to get the year right ever again because of like the pandemic and all that. Like, that's just thrown me off completely.
No.
But
Wuhan got you all in check.
Got me all in check. So, so that was confirmation as well that this will be a full line and not just a one-off figure, which is fantastic. But before we get into some speculation about that and some more conversation, I just wanted to like go through a couple of these pictures and just look at how fantastic this looks.
Okay, so this is the part where I have to get this out. So for people new to the turtle soupness, Eric comes at this from like kind of the long time like toy collector. I mean, like, your boy's been in the game, you know what I'm saying? Like long time toy collector, knows that plastic, knows all that goodness. I come at these from, I mean, a former child, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Being a former child toy collector.
Right.
And mainly coming at this, I typically come at these from, I'm very much in the like miniature painting world. Like, I paint miniatures. It's taught me a lot, and I have a really big eye into things I like to see. Typically involve paint apps, poses, features, sculpting, stuff like that, right? So we kind of like come at it from 2 angles. So I preface all that to say that you're going to be hearing me talk a ton about how absolutely amazing this paint app is for every single reason. Oh yeah. That's what I look for. Things you're looking for, right, that I look for here is number one, contrast. And if you look at the contrast, can you get a little bit more of a well-lit picture? Some of these are like, first of all, the lighting is gorgeous.
Let's see, is that any better?
Yeah, like, no, that's actually better for the chest, like the buck itself. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm saying is, look at the contrast between the lightest light and the darkest black. Right. On that paint app. That is a hole-in-one. That is gorgeous. There is, like, it's amazing. The black wash down on the knees is amazing. If that's just brown plastic and you're not washed, that looks like garbage. Because there's so much detail. I can't get over the sculpt detail on the jacket. I don't know if they painted that with stippling or if that's the light reflecting off it. I'd have to like see like a little bit more in hand on that to see. Right. But, and then the face, I cannot get over the modeling of the paint app on the face. I can't get over it. It is so incredibly good.
It is.
Everything about this is so good. I can't enough of it. Like,
it's so good.
There's your sewer. There's that patch, and I love that. Like, that's part of his shell.
Yeah.
Like,
the manhole
I love
cover.
that.
Yeah.
And they just like fixed a part of the shell that was missing. Wash on that, highlight on that.
Oh yeah.
Contrast on that. That it just, I can't say any more.
Yeah,
it's absolutely
stellar.
love
It's stellar
this
work.
Like
this,
it is.
Yeah, this
awesome.
is nuts, and there's like so much ridiculous detail. Now, this is nothing new from Neca for Neca. Like they are experts at this, and they hire really good people to do really good work on this stuff. Now, I will say that this is a oh goodness, there we go. This is obviously promo shots, but not in the sense like sometimes you say that and we mean that like they're not finished, they're not final or whatever. But this looks like this is a like what you show at Toy Fair or Comic Con to get investors to buy things, because this is like the best thing this is probably going to ever look. Now, the actual one that we will get will be comparable, I'm positive, if not pretty darn close. Like.
So I'm saying all that knowing that this is a demo, that knowing that this is a and that more attention may have been paid to the app. But I'll be judging this figure based on how much disparity there is between what we get in box and what we see here.
Yeah.
If they come 3/4 of the way here, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now,
this is such a great illustration too of like how lighting, and the proper application of lighting can absolutely change what you display as far as like action figures go. And I can't say enough about it. I don't know. It's so good.
Now I don't want to just wax poetic about this, or wax plastic about the. I don't know. That was terrible. But
yep, sure.
So I got it. So the way I found out about this, you did text me, and was one of the first texts I got from it. But the first text I got was from Farmer Greg, excuse me.
Oh wait. Are we gonna ruin people?
We
are like,
I'm not gonna go full on what he said,
but you're gonna put it in their head.
I'm gonna just say that
you're opening Pandora's box, as it were.
I feel like we kind of have to, because it's Turtle Soup. We're the deep diving daddies of turtle fandom. And
I want you all to like. Can we get a full shot? Can we get like a full shot of this guy?
Zoomed out.
Just get a nice big one. Yeah, just a nice big one. Okay.
Okay.
I want you all to look real hard at this image.
Yeah.
If you're just listening to audio, please watch the YouTube video. I want you to all look at this and just remember a time before you are going to see this almost every time you look at this action figure.
Yeah.
Look how great he looks. And just take it in, because now you're gonna see something else a lot of times when you see him.
Yeah. So
good.
If I'm gonna tell you the full story that happened, Farmer Greg told me that this looks fantastic, but the only thing that he can't keep his eyes off of was a certain part of his jacket and the way that it looks like. A little bit of front tail, the whole thing just
looks
like a lot of
somebody's out of the barn.
Someone's out of the barn.
It looks like a couple of boys are just out of the barn door,
hanging out and
hanging down.
Yeah,
just how they hanging?
Right.
And the answer is right out my jacket.
Right. And so like it sorry, that's just it does. It's unfortunate, but.
So when you back out, the problem with these shots is that when you back out and you see the excellent lighting, sadly it makes it look more of what we're talking about.
It does.
Like the better the lighting gets, and the more you back out, the more it looks like what we're talking about.
Right. And
that's unfortunate.
It is. It's this was the look on my face. This was the pose that I did, and I was like, no,
you
I
sent
can't
me
do
that.
it.
You sent me that screenshot of you and Farmer Greg, like with the picture, and he said that, and I was like, oh God, you did it to me too.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
you did it to me. So then I worked with Father Preston today at work, and I was like, hey man, do you want to see this? Have
Oh,
you
I
been
didn't even
poisoned yet
tell
on this?
him.
And he was like, what? No. And I told him, and he's like, oh,
Yeah.
look, guys,
Yeah.
it's, you see it right there. And you look, and you know what? If your mind doesn't go down that street,
God bless you. Yeah.
good on you.
'Cause,
God bless
yes.
you. Good on you. That's great. This figure is still amazing. This figure is still
Oh, yeah.
ridiculously great.
Oh, absolutely.
It's still so good. And you know what? In person, so right there with more of a flat shot, it looks less like it.
It does.
The problem is that with the lighting,
Mhm.
it in the really dramatic lighting, it makes the shell part look a little more rounded at the bottom. Like each one
Right.
has its own round shape at the bottom, and that makes it look
Yeah.
worse. Whereas
Yeah.
here, it looks a lot better.
It does.
You ask
And-
yourself weird questions, though, is my only problem with this sculpt. It's my only problem with the sculpt. And I love it. So Neca, please don't be mad. But how's that sticking out when he's got pants on, guys?
Yeah, that's true. Like
how's
that is a thing with
understand-
turtles.
You know, I understand you wanted to make him like, oh, how cool is it that you see that? I mean, I love the idea of like the jacket buttons up and you see the bottom part of the front shell. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Normally they aren't highlighted like that. They don't really
Right.
stick out like that because turtles don't wear pants.
Mm-hmm.
So you just see legs going up to that. But
Right.
the problem is it looks like somebody brought the brain out to play. You know what I'm saying? Is the issue like right out the front zipper is what it looks
does.
like.
It
Especially
totally
because
does.
the top of the jacket opens up to it, so it looks like it's intentionally being like thrust.
It
at you.
does. It
And
does.
that is the only problem with it. It's such a good sculpt.
Yeah.
I just don't know where the decision was that the pants go like
Under
around it or under it.
I think
don't understand that part because I feel like your pants would be over that.
I think it has to do with or it might have something to do with articulation that they that
Got
part
it.
of the shell
Got
is
it.
a softer plastic, and they were maybe
it.
reusing some parts, which is standard practice for a lot of companies.
Yeah.
And that could be part of it. But yeah, it's just a little unsightly. But you know what? The rest of it makes up for it leaps and bounds. Now, the one thing that it's cracking me up though is that he has these. Here, let me see if I can zoom in real quick on this. So he has these things on the jacket that are bolted on,
Yeah.
and I'm like, how does that work? Like, why would you bolt like metal onto fabric? I get the design.
Well, first of all,
and it looks cool, but yeah.
I mean, obviously you did not grow up as part of the industrial scene.
Oh no, I did not.
Where
I
we
missed
just
that.
bolt metal to anything,
Right.
And like something bolted to a leather jacket, that's cool.
Okay, I didn't realize that was fully like that seems a little too hardcore for me. Like the I think they have it on his back too, on his shell, which the shell makes more sense. But but I can totally now that makes a lot more sense.
Well, the problem is they didn't sell the Skinny Puppy records at Family Christian Bookstore.
They did.
And I understand why.
They did.
But
It's
you
true.
didn't get to see things bolted to fabric enough.
Exactly.
But
you
no,
just bolt them to
well,
crosses, and
and
that's all they did.
And I agree. My first thought about that is I go, oh, cool, man. Like I like the sculpt on those metal pieces. Then my second thought is like, why is that attached to fabric?
Exactly. But then I go back to it looks cool as
It's
hell.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It's Frankenstein. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'll say it's weird to have a turtle Frankenstein because the thing is that the whole thing about like Frankenstein's monster, right, is that like he was built from like the grave robbed pieces of like all these different people.
Right.
And that's actually like one of the best parts about the original book is like the idea that once Victor Frankenstein stole like the best ears, the best eyes, the best nose. We've talked about this before on the show so many times. Because it's like my favorite thing ever. That when he put it all together, it was garish, right? That the most beautiful individual parts made a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Where he grave robbing turtles though.
Yeah, where are he getting them turtles from? Like, what kind of
You were trying to
secrets
say,
does Donatello
we
have
got
in his
like
closet?
we got a head on a body. We see a distinctive like each hand has been like grave robbed, and I'm like, how did it take all the other turtles to make him?
Right. Now,
Because that's scary.
That is terrifying. And now, what if it's like the last Ronin kind of thing, where like all of the other turtles have died and he's just the like that'd be nuts. But
that would be nuts.
But you mentioned that, this is a Frankenstein's monster, excuse me. And now Raphael is not now I don't have all the pictures of them all, unfortunately, but I do have some. Forgive me because they're not, they weren't cropped properly. But
we going back in time.
We're going back in time. So this is not the first time the Turtles have crossed over. Playmates Toys has dabbled in the old Universal Monsters.
Universal Monsters.
Yeah. And they did Michelangelo as Frankenstein. And this we're looking at right here.
Far away we've come.
Yeah.
What a far, far way we've come in miniatures, huh? Sorry. Action figures, not miniatures.
I mean,
same. The models, the small models, miniatures that came out back then looked about like this versus what we have now. So yeah, we've come a long way in plastics.
We have. And this is, I mean, even for what this is, I still think these look fantastic. But I saw someone post, I forget where it was. It might have been somewhere on Facebook that they said that Leonardo is the only turtle that has not been Frankenstein's monster yet.
Oh yeah,
because
damn.
I believe that the 2000 the Nickelodeon series cartoon, they did Donatello as Frankenstein's monster. I unfortunately didn't have that image, but and then they
want to know a thing I see.
I do.
The front shell goes under the pants.
Right. So Playmates they chose their hand differently here. They chose a different hand to play different than Neca did. Neca decided to go a little south with it. Playmates decided to go a little north with their take on it. And so a little northern exposure up there, if you know what I'm saying. And so
that's the mutant.
I wonder if like every toy company gets to like be like, all right, we get once a year, or at least once a line, we get to do something that looks like this. Where are we gonna play that card?
Yeah, you're right. It's almost like you can say a certain amount of like F words before you're rated R or whatever.
Exactly.
I think like it's like that kind of thing. Is where do you want to use them?
Same thing.
I remember reviewing these figures, and I still love the gradient on the paint job.
I
just do. Even
it's
though
fantastic.
The top looks like somebody's playing with a brain as well.
It does.
Literally this time it is the brain. I still love the paint app on this guy so much, even though. The rest of him is kind of weird, but God, that gradient's so good.
Yeah, these are so good. And so, the let's see, what was another one that we liked a lot? So
you had Bride of, also like relating in that line. Yes, about to say you had the Bride of Frankenstein,
April O'Neil. Yeah. Now, if you haven't seen,
I always feel like
yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh,
I was going to say, I feel like if you ever wanted a Patricia Quinn, aka Magenta figure from Rocky Horror Picture Show, and you just couldn't find one, you could just like paint this one.
One. Yeah. It's not a bad looking figure for what it is. This image is kind of bad, but still, like these, this line is pretty good. And then my favorite still is one of my favorites is Michelangelo as the Invisible Man. That classic.
If they do the Invisible Man now, if NECA does the Invisible Man, what they can do with acrylics now?
Oh yeah, yeah, that'd be sick. I'd be all over that.
Oh man!
And then even his head, like the little wrapped head down there with the bandana. Oh, that's so good.
Yes.
So yeah. So
the
Turtles, they are no stranger to the Universal monsters. And NECA again is no stranger to monsters. Oh yeah, the glow dark mummy. Yeah, it's so good. And so there's a lot to be like had here that I am over the moon about. Howling at it.
We're getting a full line. We're getting howling at it.
That's
pretty good.
Like
we're getting a full line of this, man.
So
just starting here, that facial expression, the sculpt.
Yeah.
Starting here, and here's the thing, guys. Like Paint App does a lot, right? Paint App does a ton.
It does.
But and we've talked about this before, especially if you go back and watch our review on the Cobra Kai Turtles, we really went into sculpt and a lot of stuff in that one. Good sculpt is good sculpt, boys.
Yeah.
That's the end of the game. And NECA destroyed the sculpt on this in the best way you ever could. Like, can we zoom in on that face really fast?
Sure.
And I'll stop waxing poetic. Waxing plastic or whatever.
Let me get in the... Oh,
yeah.
face.
No, oh my god.
Yeah.
yeah, that sculpt's great.
Yeah.
You can't like you can't play games with that sculpt. If the paint app
No.
doesn't come out, if the paint app doesn't come out right, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if the paint app like is, let's say we didn't get the wash in there, let's say whatever, I'm seeing sculpt work that you can, to me, a panel line yourself. Like this is here.
Yeah.
This is 100% here, and I can't say enough about it. I'm so. We've been talking about Universal Monsters from NECA for a while, ever since we saw those SKUs, and we were, being a show, we were trying to think about, okay, so do we go with the speculation? Do we go with whatever? So we've been talking about Universal Monsters for a while. I never imagined it would look this good.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Not even with NECA's history of doing monsters. I know they have a history of monsters, and they always look great.
Right.
I can't even like describe how excited and just how seeing a figure of that caliber, I just can't describe how excited that makes me feel. Like it's just so awesome.
I am right there with you. Now, real quick before we get going, I just wanted to say, like, what? Okay, so who else do we have that classifies as Universal Monsters? Because I want to talk a little bit more about this. We have Dracula, we have the Mummy, the Wolfman.
Wolfman.
We've got is it
Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Creature from the Black Lagoon. These are all off the dome. So I don't know that does the Invisible Man count? Does he count?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure if he was
absolutely.
in that.
The Invisible Man, technically the Mutant, which isn't one of the more well-known monsters, but I mean we saw him. We saw his upstairs mix-up. You know what I'm saying, just earlier. So there's him, and of course, Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure we're missing more, because you have Igor, for example. You have him, like that was in those old Frankenstein movies.
Right.
So Igor's like the Hunchback is always an option, right? He's an ancillary character, but he's still one of them.
Right.
There's a lot. So are you want to know, like, let me ask you. So you brought up the idea of all the different monsters. So we're not going to go so far deep as to like pick our turtle, pick our monster.
Right.
Because I feel like that could just take too long. And let's be honest, that gets into too much conjecture.
Yes.
But what I will say is, of all those Universal monsters, if you could choose, so we're going to get in April, we're going to get 3 more turtles, is what we're going to call this line.
Right.
Okay. What are the 4 you want?
Oh man,
see?
Okay. Okay. So I want to see. We got Frankenstein. I want to see, and I'm a stickler, so I like. I don't like a lot of old toys, like vintage stuff, but I do like the remakes of them. So like Masters of the Universe classics, I love, but I'm not buying the Masters of the Universe origin stuff because it looks too much like the old stuff, which I'm not a fan of. Well, I'm a fan of it, but I just don't want to spend money on it again. So that being said, I am really jealous of people who have these the Playmates Universal Monsters crossovers, and so I would love to see a Michelangelo Invisible or any of the turtles really Invisible Man done translucent, like with that and having the wraps and stuff. I think that would be fantastic, and I think NECA could do wonders with that. And then the other one is the Mummy. The Mummy, same thing. Glow in the dark and do something cool with that. That'd be legit. I'm kind of torn between Dracula, because that Dracula is just classy one way or the other, and he's so Dracula as a archetype is so ubiquitous amongst fiction that like you could use that in a lot of different ways if you wanted to, like in toy photos or whatever, on a shelf or whatever you want to do. So I like that, but then the Wolfman is also meets that criteria as well, and so I'm kind of torn between those two. But I might also like to see like a gender bender kind of thing with April. Like maybe make her a sexy Dracula, or not even a sexy Dracula, maybe just a regular Dracula, Draculella. I don't know how. I think Dracuella. Yeah, something like that.
Dracuella.
But yeah, like that might be kind of neat. How about you?
this might sound kind of controversial.
Okay.
The first one I would love to see is the Invisible Man, and it's for 2 reasons.
Okay.
So one, I think obviously the acrylic work, like you're saying, would be really, really cool.
Right.
The other thing I'd love to see NECA do, and I don't know if they do this, is there's a Games Workshop model. It comes from the Lumineth Realm Lords. And I'm not going to do a very good job describing it. I just want you to know that Lumineth is spelled Lumineth, Realm Lords. Google that invisible model, okay? What they did was they sculpted this thing where it's all the armor of a warrior, but the person inside is invisible. So the armor's all connected to this cape, and it's all suspended, like he's in this action pose, but there's nothing inside it.
Right.
It's like, it's super amazing. It's like one of the best models ever made, okay?
Yeah.
And I could imagine them doing something like that with the Invisible Man, where it's all this different stuff, and it's an action figure, but it's hollow. Like, every invisible part is actually not there.
Right.
It's only the stuff on him that's there. That would look super sweet.
So,
like I said, they're in the business of selling plastic, not air. But
you'd be surprised. I'm going to tell you, McFarlane, I think, is putting out a My Hero Academia figure that I don't know much about it. All I know is that it's just gloves and boots, I think, and because the character is invisible. And that's all that they have is like it's gloves and boots. But I think there might be like stands for them, but that's essentially the figure. Also, DC Universe Classics, which was put out by Mattel, they had a Gentleman Ghost figure that did similar things to what you're talking about, where they used the collar of his jacket, kind of like the short cape, to prop his hat up, and they had like the monocle like attached to the brim of it. And that's how they did that. Now the figure was a full on figure, but like the fleshy parts would be invisible. They were non-existent. Yeah. So it's not impossible.
So and it may be. But I would love to see that. I think it's hard because they did it before, but like obviously Bride of Frankenstein would be sick. Yeah. Like I think a modern April. I don't know if it would have to be like a Judith Hogue. I don't know if like NECA.
A movie style.
Necessarily do that, like a movie style one. I mean, well, because we're talking about reusing things, right? And I understand that this is a business. So when I think about April, I think about like where would they go with like recent molds they have and like recent parts they can reuse. But I think let's see, if I said Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein, I think a werewolf. It's hard with hair. I'm gonna back off the werewolf, and then I'm gonna probably give it. I want Victor Frankenstein.
Oh,
I want Donnie as Victor Frankenstein. I know it's it's the trend.
Okay.
But it could be anybody actually, because we said we're not naming turtles and we're just given the assignment. I want a Victor. I want a truly mad Victor Frankenstein. Yeah. Choose somebody to be. It could be April. I don't care. I need a Victor Frankenstein that would pair nicely with this, because I feel like in your display, especially with like the proper spooky lighting, having a Victor Frankenstein like presiding over his creation would be, or her creation would be amazing. I would love to double down on that. And then I think Creature from the Black Lagoon, because I know that they've done stuff for that, so they've got that tech. Do you know what I'm saying? They've got that tech already. So
they do.
Those are kind of my picks. Yeah. I think I would stay away from the werewolf, just because we're either ever going to get real intense on the sculpt with the hair. I mean, we're going to have to go we're going to put all the money in. We're going to hire like 8 dudes. You know what I'm saying? Or we're going to have to try to soft good it up, and I don't want to do that. So, or I'm sorry, rooted hair it up. Excuse me. Proper term.
There you go. Proper term.
And I don't want to troll doll this guy up. So those are the ones I would go for. The big one on my shopping list, if it's like, okay, well, but what one do we have to do, would be Victor. I want to see like a mad Victor Frankenstein. It'd be so good. Especially to pair along, because they just premiered the Frankenstein creation, like the monster. So that's what I'm looking for. But whatever they come out with, I am so hype. Yeah. This model this figure has impressed me so much. Oh, definitely. So much. And the stop action video is like, wow, you know what I'm saying?
Excellent.
Love that stop motion, man. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Let's hope that they make plenty of them, and let's hope that have money want thing is a thing.
Oh, absolutely. And if their recent business model for getting these figures out has been an indication of what's to come, then that's great, because I've been able to see and find everything they've been putting out. So hopefully that maintains, and we can get these in hand, and that'll be really exciting. And yeah, I echo everything you just said. One quick thing I wanted to mention before we go back to our regularly scheduled program is that someone, and forgive me, I forget your name, but I saw a post before we started recording that they were like, people been asking what the size was, like how it measured up, and they put it next to they put it next to Leonardo from the movie. Their 90s movie, Leonardo, and I think he stands a little taller than that. And
does he?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
That's cool.
This is off the dome. So like I want to say he's like a full Frankenstein head.
He's got that dome.
Yeah,
he's got that dome.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So he needs a little room.
So I think that he definitely has that that extra room up there, like you're saying. And so yeah, but that's kind of neat. So I'm really excited about this. And so, yeah, what are you excited about this? Watcher, viewer, listener? Let us know. Email us, turtlesoupshow@gmail.com, and let us know what other things you want to see, what other monsters you want to see them, mix and match and mash up with or whatever.
Yeah.
And any other properties or whatnot. We want to hear all about it. So let us know. And if you're not a fan of this, or if you think that we're wrong about any of this, let us know that as well in the comments or email.
We like to know it all.
We do. We'd like to be proven loud and wrong if we ever are. So thanks for that. And so we'll catch you on the Prime side.
Bye-bye.